bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Here we have some dehydrated pineapple. I'm going to let you guys know in on a big secret I have about salad dressings. It really grosses me out when I'm eating a salad and I feel like I have a smoothie on top. And I try to, stay away from fat pretty much. So now I am going to juice some celery. I don't wash my fruits or vegetables. I buy organic. I buy it from the farmer's market. So there's no pesticides, and it's actually good to eat a little bit of that dirt. Got to get our B12 in there, right? So one thing I wanted to mention was that I take the juice, and that is what I liquefy the dehydrated pineapple with. I don't use water. I like to keep the dressing or dipping sauce very rich in flavor, and I think water just dulls it down. So whatever juice that you like to use with your dehydrated fruit makes for just such a great dressing. It makes it like a ranch consistency, so smooth and kind of like much better than a smoothie would be on top of your salad. So I'm going to take the juice from the celery, and I have some kale here. And I'm actually going to infuse it with the lemongrass because it's a Thai theme. So I'm going to put it in the blender, the juice in the blender, and I'm going to blend it up with the lemongrass, and then I'm going to strain it so that none of the lemongrass is in there because it's actually not digestible. We're just getting the juice out of there. But it's really, really tough, so it's hard to go through my juicer, maybe not your juicer, you might have a better one than I do. I do have a Green Star, but it's just, I don't want to hurt my machine. I love my Green Star. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to show you guys, okay? So here I have a little bit of lemongrass, and here I have some scissors, and over there I have my blender. So what you do is you just chop up little pieces of lemongrass and put it into the blender. So I am juicing the celery as well as the kale right now. I do one and then one to mix them up well and help push through the kale. The celery does a good job of pushing more through the juicer. So now here I've got my celery and my kale juice, and I'm just going to pour it into the blender with the lemongrass. Now I'm going to blend it up to get the lemongrass infused with the green juice. I'm going to let that run for a good while because you really want the lemongrass to be infused into the juice to get a great Thai flavor. Now I'm going to take my nut bag and I'm going to strain it out. It's going to be awesome. I have my nut bag and I have a big bowl. I'm going to pour the juice into here over the bowl. I don't want to lose any of the juice, so I'm a real stickler about saving everything. So I get a big bowl, not just a cup, because I feel like some of it can go over the sides. So look at that. It's actually not very much. We don't need a lot of water or liquid for the dressing, and you only want to add just a little bit in at a time, and then we'll use the rest for the soup, so nothing will go to waste. Like I said, I'm a stickler. So I'm going to pour it through the nut bag and straight it into the bowl. We don't want any lemongrass bits in there because, like I said, it's not digestible. We just want that flavor. So here's my green juice infused with the lemongrass. I'm going to pour it into the food processor. My sweetie got me such a great food processor. I love it. You can use a blender. I like to use a food processor just because it has a littler compartment right here on the top. You can see the bigger parts on the bottom, and it just mixes everything really, you know, nice and smooth. I don't know, it's a little different than a blender. I'm just gonna have to admit it. It's not exactly the same. So I'm just gonna pour just a little bit in because you don't want it to be too watery. I mean, the consistency is up to you, but I kind of like thicker dressings or dipping sauces. Okay, so I have the juice just a little bit inside of the food processor, and I'm just going to blend it up to see if that's enough, and if not, I'm going to add a little bit more. Definitely needs a bit more. It's not blending up just as much as I want it to, so I'm going to pour the rest in. Ooh, wow, that smells great. You know, it's just not getting as smooth as I'd like it to be in the food processor because I'm actually not making that much. You kind of have to make just the right amount of quantity to get it to, you know, blend up really good. So I'm actually going to put it in my little handheld one. Totally should have done that in the first place because I knew I wasn't making that much, but I just don't think I'd ever tried that small amount in this top part before. Look at how pretty that is. It's like neon green. So awesome. And this is actually a coffee grinder. So I just like to use it as a nut grinder or dressing maker because it's just a little small guy and it really, really chops things up good. Obviously, it chops up coffee beans, so it does a good job. So that did the trick. It's this great, thick, smooth consistency. I personally would add more liquid to make a salad dressing, but you could mix up the salad with this just great. But because I'm using it as a dipping sauce for the spring rolls, then this is just fine because I can drizzle it on top or just dip it in. It's going to be really good. So for the dipping sauce, which I have right here, I used 2 stalks of celery. I used 2 pieces of kale, which are about 7 to 8 inches long, about yay big, and those 2 things I juiced, and I used about, it's right here, about this much lemongrass, which was, it was about half of one. I bought 1 stalk from the store, so you really don't need very much, and about a cup of dehydrated pineapple, and it is delicious.
You say the shit is bananas.